Today's video is from my most recent coaching stream. I do free coaching sessions every weekend, so if you guys want to give coaching a shot, just come down to my Twitch at twitch.tv/alone, by the way. Thank you guys. There we go. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. What's up?
I'm scared to show you my amazing Valorant skills.
It's alright. It's alright.
I'm scared. It's pretty bad. I'm on a losing streak. I'm like technically 2 or 3 losses away from bronze. It's so sad because last act I was 2 RR away from bronze 3. This is tragic. Well, here, I'll do this. Yeah, lots of red. Especially here.
It doesn't look like you're doing too bad in these games, though. It's not like you're being negative, like positive. Damn, 27 in that one game? Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes I'll do really good. This was a 5 stack with me and my friends. Okay. And sometimes I do really good, and then I mostly play comp with my friend. They're online now, but yeah.
So you 5 stack normally?
Typically, or like 3 stack minimum.
That's good, that's good. Definitely if you're wanting an easier way to rank up, playing with buddies is a good way.
Yeah.
Do you have like, a goal for the end of this act?
Like
rank-wise?
I would like to get, honestly, just getting to bronze 3, I would be content because okay. I got so close to there. I mean, I would just like to get out of bronze because I can't. I don't know. I guess I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. I know like tips and tricks, but when I'm actually playing, I feel like I forget them.
All right.
And so like crosshair placement, I know it's not good. So I use like the boxes and the markers on the wall, but then like I'll keep it there. That's what I did for this game. Yep. But then sometimes I forget and then this happens.
How long have you been playing like ranked for?
So I normally play like casually, like unrated, but my friends have convinced me to play comp. So I really haven't played that much. Like if you look here, I always forget where to look. Like I didn't play much.
Okay.
Like I don't even know when I got my rank first. Like this was.
Okay.
Yeah. So not much because I'm scared. I like playing the game and the game is enjoyable to me, but the label on how good you are, it starts to like, I don't know, make me feel a little bad.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you gotta throw that rank like kind of ego thing away, and it just because like rank does not matter like at all. Like I've seen players like in Immortal just be absolutely horrible. And they just don't belong in the rank they are. So rank doesn't matter. It's just what you can do like to improve in the game is more important. So I know you said that your crosshair placement, you kind of like know it could be better kind of thing. And like, I think as what rank you're at right now, the most important thing is to work like mechanically on the game and getting like your aim mechanics good and like where your crosshair needs to be and your counter strafing and like your positioning.
Oh, counter strafing? Don't ask. I try so hard, and I think what I do is in my mind it's calculated, but I think I'm not. When I press D, I'm not pressing A in time. Okay. Like I press D, shoot, then press A, which obviously defeats the whole purpose. But when I'm panicking, I don't think of these things.
And that's why I say it's like good to, because like I'll give you after this game to like a practice for your counter strafing. It's like the more you practice out of the game, like the more it'll become natural like inside of the game to where you're not having to think about it and it just happens like naturally.
I always buy a boom bot. I don't know if that's the right thing.
No, that's fine.
I never know what to buy first round.
It depends on like your teammates and like what you're wanting to do, because like it's good that Roombot gets really good like early info, but if you already have like a good character like Sova that can drone and get really good early info, like you could use your satchels to like get more space faster.
That's true. I feel like I like playing a duelist. I feel like I don't entry properly as a duelist. Oh, we're just going in. Okay. They didn't check corners. These people aren't checking corners.
Careful. Plant the spike. Bring them down.
Oh my god, this is probably so bad.
Your Viper needs to put their wall up.
Spike planted.
Oh, I don't know.
You're fine.
Oh my god. That was bad. He panicked. I panicked.
I think I know like it's hard to communicate, especially in this elo. But like if you're the duelist, and your goal as a duelist is to take the space and kind of get that site control for your team, and like. And that combines with, like, say you're a Viper player. Your goal as Viper is to help your duelist get onto the site. So if that Viper isn't walling and isn't cutting off those angles for you to push up, because, like, you know, you're fighting that Jet Snowman, and that's kind of like a hard, like, long-range angle. But if she had her wall up, like, that's something you don't have to worry about right away. So I know, like, asking, like, hey, can you put that wall up? Can you put that wall up? I know it's hard. It's bronze. Like, nobody calms. It's hard. Like, anytime you can ask for util, like, that you need to help you out, it's really beneficial.
Oh my god!
Oh, nice
78 to KO.
I think just there, it was a counter strafe thing. It just looks like
on me?
You just let your movement kind of stop by itself. Like, your counter strafe could have just been like a little bit tighter there, and you would have got bullets off faster.
Tighter as in like quicker? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, like, here, typically, like, they're playing bonus, so, like, do I full buy?
It's best to just bonus with them. So, if you die on the round normally, like, I would buy, like, anything to where I'll be able to buy next, you know, and still have some impact, like a deagle or, like, probably, yeah, just anything you can buy next with.
I'm sorry, that was really funny. That was, I feel bad. I feel bad for laughing. Oh, I'm not fighting that, no.
That's fine, go with your team, that's good.
Who are we fighting? What is going on?
Nice.
Oh my god. KO's over here. He's gonna flash, I have a feeling. Oh my god, that was terrible. KO's on me and Reyna.
One enemy remaining.
Oh shit. I feel like I did nothing that round. That's my thing, like, I feel like I'm scared.
Because I know, like, you saw the KO, right? And he ulted, and you're in the 5v3 situation, so it's good, like, not to die to that KO. But, like, you saw the Reyna and the KO towards, like, B main on your minimap, and you were still kind of looking, like, back yellow. Yeah, he was, like, B main, like, with the Reyna, and you're still kind of looking back yellow. I think once you see those two people on the minimap, you know they're not, you're not looking at them, you can push up.
Spike down B.
Where did Spike die? Oh my god. They're making me nervous. Oh no. No! No, no.
Plant the spike.
Like, in my mind here, I would just rotate. Because to me, one's low. There's two here. Like, they could easily just kill Fade.
Enemy remaining.
I don't think the rotate's bad. I think it really depends on how much of the site you have control of. Like, if you already have the majority of the site control and it's a free plant, like, without anybody dying, I think just planting there would probably be best. But if you, like, you know they're, like, really close and you don't have much control of the site in these situations, I think rotating would be good. And there's one thing, like, I'd say, like, and this isn't your fault, but the Viper's wall needs to cover Snowman. And it needs to be up, like, as you're coming into the site, so you're not taking that Snowman angle. because that's a hard angle, and there was 2 people there. So anytime you can ask the Viper, like, yo, can you put your wall up as you're entering? Like, that would be good.
What is this wall?
Yeah, that's not a good wall either.
I wall like across here, so it covers here. That's what I like to do on this thing. Oh.
Nice.
They were playing aggressive. Wow, I have 2 kills. I've been playing like a baby.
I mean, if you want, you could just say fuck it and double satchel this round.
I know. I never I used her satchels very rarely. I more use them to get myself out of a situation.
Yeah.
Because I'm not good with them, so I use them for that.
Yeah, if you like Raze and you like her kit, it would be like really good for you to like practice her satchels every now and then, because using your satchels to entry is like really, really good.
And I ace. That's funny. I thought he was back here. Oh my god,
lucky.
80. That was bad. This is why also I've been trying to use the Vandal more, because when I use the Phantom I spray and it's really bad. I sit there and go like this, and then it just randomly gets a headshot and I'm like, yeah, works for me.
Initially, I think the best plan of action, if you're like really wanting to improve and like rank up, is getting your aim mechanics down, and like the way to shoot the gun. Like, you can practice your spray, practice your counter strafes, and then sometimes like your crosshair floats around a little bit and it's in places it doesn't need to be, and I can show you a way to practice that too after.
I like this side better. I do the same things on every map.
I mean, it's good to have like a setup you do, but if it gets like to where they know you're gonna play there every time, it's good to switch things up. Just so you're not predictable and they aren't ready for you every run.
I don't like this Viper wall either. Oh wait, what's up there?
Oh, that poor Reyna again.
No, no! Oh my god.
All good. Oh, backside, you saw the Yord teleport? Nice try. And like there like
back here.
You saw the KO knife come in, you saw like info. Like, attacking side info is like really, or I guess you're on defender side info is really good early. And if you can call that out to your teammates, I know it's bronze and it doesn't like matter too much, but the more info you can give to your team, the better. So if I was in that situation, I'd be like, all right, KO knife day. I hear 2 or 3 footsteps. They're coming. Like, just something like that.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
I'm not done. Why? Feel like I don't know where to look. Like, do I look here? Do I look here? Do I look here? Too many places. Why are we following them?
Last player standing.
1v2, this is your round.
One enemy remaining.
Ah, almost.
My bad.
Because, like, you want to be looking on, like, common angles. So, if you're positioned here, like you say you like playing on this angle, so it's good to, like, hold, like, this rafters for early information, or if you're here, you want to just position yourself to where you're actually looking to where an enemy can be. Or, like, positioning yourself right here, just as long as you're in a 1v1, it's good, but you want to be looking at something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, see how you're positioned right here and you're watching something, and now you have that info.
Enemy spotted.
Hello?
All good, nice.
I was like, am I hitting her? I can't, like, I have to ADS far away, like, oh, thank God. That's not reaching, but...
That could be a real teleport.
No!
Unlucky.
It was on right here.
I see you, like, tend to pull out your grenade a lot. Like, I get wanting to use the nade, but if it's not, like, a situation where you can, like, just throw it off real quick and, like, there's not already somebody looking at you, it's better to just have your gun out. Like, when that jet was peeking, like, that nest right there where your Fade is looking, like, and you, like, peeked with your grenade out, it would be better to just peek him with the gun out for the faster, easier trade.
Wow, I did so. This was like one of my bad games. Like usually when I play Raze, I'm a lot more aggressive, but I was like scared.
It's all right. I understand. Like, it's definitely nerve-wracking when someone's watching you live and kind of judging your gameplay.
Yeah.
So
Plus 19.
the biggest thing probably would be aim mechanics, and then like the way you take angles and like where your crosshair positioning is. Like that's probably #1 thing you want to work on right now, and I can show you how I work on it. So counter strafing, probably one of the biggest aim mechanics you want to work on. And how I do it is I put myself either to like the right of the bots, like a little bit here, or like I put myself to the left of the bots and just face them, and no mouse movement, it's just your keyboard, and just go bot to bot to bot to bot to bot. Not one bullet is missed, just boom. You can stop on a dime whenever. One bullet is going anywhere, and like you're doing it wrong if like you shoot and see how like that bullet didn't go where my crosshair was going, or like here, see how that bullet's not going where my crosshair is going. That's how you know you're timing it wrong. And I don't know if you know like actually how the key movement's supposed to go, but when I'm doing it, say I'm holding A, the second I need to shoot, I let go of A and just tap the other key. See how I stop immediately? So I'm walking, this time I'm holding D, let go of D, tap A. Hold A, hold A, hold A, let go A, tap D. Hold A or hold D, boom. And it's just an instant stop. That's how you want it to be. So I would go start, boom, bot to bot, boom, boom, boom. Just go one bot at a time, left and right, just making sure your bullets are accurate always.
Let me try.
Let me see it.
Sure, we'll play Sova. Which one do you click?
Practice.
Practice?
Okay.
Okay. Let's start from this side. If I'm going this way, it'd be D and then A and then shoot.
Yeah, so the key combination is, so you're holding your strafe key like D, right? You're holding your D, and then the second you need to shoot, in like one motion, you let go of D, and then it's just a light tap on the other key. Yeah.
Oh
like
my
that.
god. I just...
See how that bullet was more to the left?
Right here.
So that's how you know you didn't time it right.
So it's D, 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 tap A, then shoot, right?
Yeah, so
that's what...
I'm holding, so if you're wanting to go right, I'm holding D, and then the second I need to shoot, you lift off the D key, press A, like a light tap on the A, and then shoot, all in one like motion. And then it's the opposite for the other way. See how that's just a stop, 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 like that, yep.
Oh. And I just feel like also, this is me just blaming other things than besides my bad aim. I feel like I can't see.
Do you like having your graphics on high? Because like I have all of my graphics on low just because like it declutters the area a lot, so it's easier to focus on things.
I wouldn't even know how to tell you if
So yeah, click
it's
on your video on the top,
video,
and
okay.
then go graphics quality.
Graphics.
And then go low on everything. And then see how there's like, it's just a lot smoother. There's not a lot of clutter anymore. Just so that makes it a lot easier for you to just focus on what you need to focus on. And remember that crosshair up, it should be head level. Yeah, there you go. Just take it slow, yeah. You want to take it slow at first, like as slow as you can, just so you can get that boom, stop. 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 Yep. Stop. Yep.
That one was...
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you want to take notes or anything, but like, I'd start off like 2-3 minutes just doing bot to bot tapping. Bot to bot tapping. Bot to bot tapping. Left and right. Like, you want to start short, like you see how I'm doing like little short, like each bot. And then I'd start with longer strafes. Like
okay.
Longer like this. And then I would, after I'm comfortable doing that, I'd add the burst firing to it. Burst fire, and then you add the long burst fire. You add the go longer. And then after you're comfortable with that, now because from before, it's just been keyboard, right? Just been keyboard, and then you're just using mouse 1 to shoot. Now we're incorporating actually aiming with the mouse into it. So I'll be incorporating my mouse into aiming at the bots and counter strafing. So I'm moving my mouse back and forth, left and right, aiming my crosshair at the bots. Doing little taps. I'll go through longer, moving my crosshair, burst firing. Being able to do like 180s back and forth, like practicing your 180s is another thing you can do. So I'd start with a bot and just go move, like I'll be constantly moving, but I'll be like 180ing, and then I'll be also practicing my strafings while I do that.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
But it's kind of like just like building layers to your mechanics.
Okay, I know what you mean though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I don't know why I can't do it sometimes.
It's fine.
DA, there we go, DA.
Yep. It has to be very thoughtful at first, just because it's something new you're learning, and it has to be like, it's not natural yet. But the more you practice this, the less you're gonna have to think about it. And then there is 2 more things, so I'll leave you with this practice for later on. And then I also saw in your gameplay just the way you were taking angles could be a little bit better in your crosshair placement.
Okay.
Alright, so
what we're here, I usually
about, yeah, go ahead.
I hold this little
That's not
split.
terrible. But what we're going to be talking about, like right now, this is just another level of like thinking when you're going into your games. Okay, so say I want you to hold that angle like you were going to hold it like in a real game, like the one you just showed me. And then I want you to look at my Discord stream whenever you're there.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, so if I'm saying entering is jet, right? I'm thinking to myself, and then I think this to myself like wherever I am. Like I'm thinking to myself like, what is the first angle that's going to peak me? Oh, I got to pause the match timer. There we go. So if I'm coming up here, I'm like, what is the first angle that I'm going to be looking at? So here I'm walking up. My crosshair is like not on the wall, but a little bit off the wall, just in case someone wants to swing me in this position. So then if I'm coming up, I'm like, all right, what's first? And this is where crosshair positioning comes in place. So I will position my crosshair to this first angle, which is going to be where you are. So
you would kill me right away.
Because like this mechanic like is called pre-aiming. So I'm pre-aiming this first angle, and then boom. See how my crosshair's already on your head, and then this is a 1v1 that I'm taking right here. Versus if I'm just like going like this and like kind of float, like what I said before about like your crosshair's floating, how it's kind of just like floating around like this. You're not really like setting yourself up for success in a sense, because your crosshair's not like already on their head, and that's where like boom. See, is there no auto respawn? Uh-oh, I messed up. Like my thought process when I'm going through this is like taking one angle at a time, so I'm not like exposing myself, because this is you, right? You're like kind of like floating around, like going around.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're clearing the angles, but you're not clearing it in the best way possible. Like, so I'd be probably, if I'm coming, I'd be here. I pre-aim, and then boom, I'm already taking this 1v1. Say if you're not here, what's my next angle? So I'm thinking, boom, what's my next angle? Probably something here. These are all what we consider off angles, just because they're not what you expect. See, this would be considered an on angle. This is the first thing I'm going to be looking at, versus this is like saying here is an off angle, because I'm not going to be, my first angle's here, versus like if you're sitting here, that's a weird position.
Yeah.
So I'd be here, and I'm like thinking, what's my next angle? So I'm coming, and I'm here, and then I pause a little bit. You want to pause just a tiny bit before taking angles, and then I'm this one. So I take another 1v1, and then I'm like, all right, what's my next angle? Probably would be this little angle right here. So it'd be this angle. And then I'm like, all right, what's next?
Here.
This angle. So I'm isolating 1v1. So 1v1. 1v1, and then next like 1v1, 1v1, 1v1 on this angle, like 1v1 on this angle, 1v1 on this boat angle, 1v1 here. And obviously you don't have to do it that slow, especially if you're entering, but your crosshair still needs to be there. So like if I'm entering full speed, I'm like here, I'm coming, kind of pause a little bit, boom, and I still kind of like go angle to angle, but I'm like faster with it, clearing everything. So you gotta like think to yourself, how can I position my crosshair to where when I peek, I'm already gonna be on the enemy's head.
Okay.
So let me be in the position you're at, and then you try it.
Am I shooting you?
Nah, I don't think the auto respawn is gonna work. Just make it to where your crosshair is gonna be on my head, like pre-aimed to my head.
Oh, I did it. Okay. So it's like this brick here. Oh, you can't see my ping.
Nah,
It's this brick.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's where the counter strafing also comes in, because if you're peeking that and you want to counter strafe, like right where I'm gonna be, like boom, see how like that? Like that's a really fast peek. Like boom, like that, see? And imagine if you saw someone and you reacted and you counter strafe shot, like that's a one tap right there. Because your crosshair is already on their head, you're already counter strafing, and all you have to do is just shoot from then on. And there's
I like this.
There's also a thing called angle advantage. So say if you're on this angle like that you were before, and I'm like really close to this wall. You see how I'm like really close, and I try to jiggle you from here. Look how much of my body shows, just because I'm like close to this wall. And so I have this angle disadvantage here, versus if I position myself closer to this back wall here. Not obviously like standing on the back wall, because that just like super messes up your movement. But the further you can be away from this angle, like boom, like look how much less like that shows of my body. Like this versus this. You see me so much sooner, and you see so much of my body.
So I shouldn't. I hug the wall sometimes here. I'll hug it because I try to get as further back as possible. So stand a little bit off the wall.
Because I mean, you want it to be to where you're as far back as possible, but not because like watch where. Can you go back to that? Yeah, go back to that position real quick. So if I'm positioning myself like on the actual wall itself, and I like peek, like it's just like hard, like my back's like rubbing against the wall. But if I put myself
you don't move as fast. I can see it.
A tiny bit, like I'm like really close to the wall, but I'm like boom, like look how fast I'm jiggling. Like I'm still like
that's a lot faster.
Angle advantage. That's kind of what you like gotta think about. Like, am I getting the angle advantage? Obviously, you don't have to like think about it, but you gotta like make sure you're positioning yourself towards these further walls. So like if I'm here and then I'm still up against this wall, imagine I go here. Like I show so much of my body, and like you'd even be able, if you go to the spawn, you'd be able to see me from spawn, even though I can only see on my side, like market. Like you could still see my elbow, right?
I can see your whole gun.
Yep. And I'm like here. So like I can only see, like I can't see you in this position. I can only see market. But if I go back, hugging this back wall, and I jiggle the same thing, you can't see me at all, can you?
No.
So that's kind of what you gotta think about.
I see some people also like, I've seen them like, I'm talking, this is like pro game. I'm not expecting this, but I've seen people like hug the wall and then peek. So when is that appropriate compared? Like most of the time, I'm sure standing further back is better. But when is it appropriate to hug the wall?
Well, say
in front of you.
Say like if you, it's like mid round and you already know, say someone like holding here, you have info, say like a dart spotted him, like you just have information that there's somebody here. Here, do you mind standing like right here for me? And just like holding it. So imagine if you had info here. If I was doing like this back jiggle, like like I get the angle advantage, but it's still a little bit slower of a peak versus if I'm hugging this wall and I wide swing. Like look how much harder that is
that'd be even hard to track you.
So most of the time when you're wanting to hug this close wall, if you're like jiggling angles, it's not very good just because it shows so much of your body. If you're like jiggling, just getting info, you want to be farther back. But if you're about to like wide swing someone and you know someone's there, you want to be close and then boom, because that's a really fast swing. So I think in like wide swing situations like that is good. Yeah,
I always also try to keep like my crosshair a little bit away from the wall, like you said, like rather here rather than keeping it here. But there's been so many times where I've just died because they go like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, because you want it just a tiny bit off. Sometimes, like, if you know, like, there's not going to be someone there, like, I'll have my crosshair, like, hugging the wall a little bit like this. Like, hugging, like, the edge of the wall. Because, like, if you're not really, like, anticipating, like, a peak, like, if I'm holding an angle, I'm not going to have my crosshair, like, up against this wall, obviously. If I'm holding an angle, I'm going to have it just a little bit in the middle in case they wide swing or they jiggle peek, just so I'm able to react to it. But if I'm just like walking around, I'll have it kind of like hugging the corner of the wall, and then I'll pre-aim for this next angle. It's like I liked how your crosshair was, but if you're just like moving around like this isn't, that's not as good as like moving and then pausing a little bit before the angle and then swinging into it. Because if you're walking around like this, like you're pressing like, yeah, you're pressing W and D or like W and A. And that's going to be really hard to counter strafe. So if I pause just a tiny bit, let go of W, and then just peek with my strafe keys, which is A and D, that's a lot easier to be more accurate versus holding W and then having to like press 2 keys to counter strafe and like letting go of W.
Okay, that makes sense.
Then you'll learn with hours like what angles you need to pre-aim versus like what angles you can just like walk around with. But pre-aiming is like really important. Like I'll be pre-aiming, walking around, then I'll just be holding, and then before like I get to an angle, I'll pre-aim that.
I don't even bother peeking this because I always die from here.
Yeah.
But I don't even peek this anymore. It's just not my strong suit.
And that could it could be pre-aim too, like that's hindering you from this, because my crosshair's already ready. See how like my crosshair, I'm positioning it?
Oh yeah, mine's way up. Oh my god, I almost shot you in the head. Mine's way up here.
Yeah, so let me sit in the angle like I'd be.
Yeah, that's how, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm usually aiming like up here. You're so tiny.
Yeah.
That's so tiny. So I would peek like wide. Oh, see? Oh, this feels weird. Oh, this feels so weird. It feels like I'm aiming so much lower.
Like,
yeah, that's why like also it's so hard to see you for my eyes. Like you're bright yellow, but I still ADS because I can't see that far.
But I mean, if you practice your pre-aim and your crosshair placement, because like if you like jiggle this and your crosshair's already on my head, even if you can barely see my head, if your crosshair's in the right place and like the good head level, it doesn't really matter if you see his head. As long as the crosshair's there and you shoot, then it's good.
You can see me from here, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know there's some angles where like you'll be able to see someone and they can't see you. That's nice, but
yeah, I don't know if you have times with your friends, but like to get like good crosshair positioning, I either like watch pros and like watch their crosshairs, like say like you pick up Sinatra's stream or Shazam or anybody like that and just look at their crosshair and the way they move and like the way they're pre-aiming things and like trying to copy that. Or you can like, if you have buddies, I wish Valorant had like a bot system where you can place bots just around the map. But if you have buddies like holding common angles, and you can really like practice like where the headshot is, because like if you stand here, let me stand here, and then you jiggle me. See, and then like you can practice where your crosshair needs to be for this angle.
Yeah, it needs to be up more. I'm aiming at your neck again.
And then even like this angle, if I'm holding like right here, because this is an angle I hold sometimes. You're coming up, I'll come up and like try to jiggle me from this angle. See, this like your crosshair needs to be head level right here, kind of thing.
Oh, to me this is head level. I guess I gotta be up more. See, yeah, I guess I'm like right below, so the recoil will just go up and then I get the headshot, and then I'm better.
Yeah, but that's where like the counter strafe comes in, like, because if you can like jiggle these angles and have a good counter strafe, like try to like jiggle and like pretend like there's a character here and like tap it, like jiggle tap it.
Okay.
Because if you can be accurate with those counter strafes and then also have good pre-aim and good like crosshair positioning and good, like, you're not, like, putting yourself, like, right here to jiggle versus putting yourself, like, back here. It's like, if I'm here and then boom, like, that's a kill. That's a kill. That's a kill.
Okay.
So just some things to think about.